What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Catacombs. So, with this particular this video, I actually want to ask the question: is the question that I want to ask is, are black men bitter? And the reason why I ask that question is because anytime you have black men try to hold women in general, but mainly black women, accountable for their questionable behavior or degenerate escapades. you know, they're called bitter, they're called sassy, we're called all kinds of names. You name it. Like I said, bitter, sassy. They ask the question, who hurt you? Things like that. And it's like, it's almost kind of belittling those words because they know damn well that the type of behavior that they're engaging in is actually not really conducive with a structured society, a disciplined society. And it's coming to a point where I myself is asking the question, is it even worth it? Because it seems the more we push back, the harder they push back. They don't want men to say anything. Like they don't want anybody who's competent. Any competent man they don't want to hear from. Any competent man that tries to fix the community, try to say, hey, maybe you shouldn't do this, maybe you shouldn't wear that. It's like a platoon of black women that come out and attack any black man or woman that tries to do things differently, in a better way or a more structured way, a more disciplined way, a more morally correct way. It's just like, no, we want to do things this way, which is, we're seeing the results of it. They want to do anything with whomever they want, whenever they want, however they want, forever. That might be a thing that might be my saying. They want to do whatever they want, whenever they want, with whomever they want, forever. It's crazy. But me personally, I don't think that black men are bitter. I just think that black men are frustrated. Just like that documentary that came out some a while back, called Frustrated, where that shows black men leaving the country to find women to deal with, women that they can actually work with instead of battle, going in and out of court, trying to figure out, how they can keep their children from hating them, but they can't really because the children are staying with the mother and the mother is giving them a healthy diet of brainwashing to destroy the reputation or destroy the idea of the father in those children's mind. I've seen it. It's crazy. Which, we could talk about the passport bros for a second, because that's essentially where this is coming from. A lot of black men are starting to get their passports now and head out. This has been going on for a couple of years now. It hasn't been a whole lot of news lately. I think it has died down. There was a point in time where, when it comes to black YouTube, it was all the rage. It was all over the place. But it kind of died down a little bit right now, which, that type of thing tends to happen. But I think it is still a lot of black men that are still making the plan to get up out of here. As far as, staying in the U.S., they're not doing it. They're getting up out of here. But there's a lot of black women out there that are calling these men bitter, calling these men, again, sassy for trying to hold them accountable. And again, I have to ask the question, is it even worth it? Or is it better to let these women just experience? They say that the best teacher is experience. The best teacher is experience. Maybe competent black men need to stop going on shows. Stop doing all of this stuff that we're doing. Stop posting. Stop it, and just let them do as they wish. And in the process, just stay as far away from them and their stay as far away from these types of women as possible, and avoid at all costs becoming collateral damage to these women. Again, they call us bitter. They say we're sassy. They ask us who hurt us. And if all of that stuff doesn't work, they really start going into their personal attacks. I mean, you saw it on the Pop the Balloon show. All you have to do is pop your fucking balloon, and the woman will start going crazy.
Person with morals and who is financially stable. And I know you're broke, but anyways, and also so many broke people. I know it happens.
It's just it's insane. You know, you can't even have an opinion out here as a man. Damn sure not as a black man. You know, black men are not respected by black women at all. There seems to be a number of black women that do, but what's that saying? Is there's so few of them, they might as well not even exist. You know, and a lot of those women are called pick-me's. It's like, I don't get it. You know, like when it comes to black women, like y'all aren't chosen the way you think you are. We have all these articles come up where, and Medium Man, again, I reference him often. He does an excellent job of breaking a lot of this shit down. You know, there was once an article that says billionaires make better, the wife of a billionaire is better to be a black woman. I know I'm not saying it right, but it was something to the effect of black women are better with white millionaires, and black women are better with white billionaires and stuff like that. It's like, really? So if that was happening in droves, we would see it. We're not seeing it. Oh, another thing too, I didn't understand, you know, with all this divest movement when it comes to black women. Do you really think you're just going to say, okay, black man, we're not dealing with you no more. We're just going to go ahead and try and date out, which really means date white men. You know, you rarely see a black woman with an Asian guy. You rarely see a black woman with a Latino, and it's really rare to see a black woman with a Middle Eastern man. I mean, all of those men will have sex with black women, though. They will have sex with black women, and when black men, you know, when we try to stop that shit, black women are like, you ain't telling me what to do, N-word. You ain't telling me what to do, nigga. You ain't telling me what to do. You're a broke ass nigga. You a bitch ass nigga. We can't work with them. We can't even when you say provide and protect, we could only provide money to you, but we can't protect you, because that actually would require some form of authority that black men would have over black women, and they damn sure ain't letting that happen. So, you know, we're just going to have to just let y'all go ahead and rock out, and whatever comes to you, comes to you. Because all those other men aren't taking black women seriously. It's by and large. Some, maybe one or two out of 100 might take a black woman or two, you know, seriously, but the vast majority is only fulfilling a sexual fantasy. Hell, I had went out one time and had drinks with a white guy, and he said, I want to fuck a black girl. That's what he said. He didn't say I want to actually try to have a relationship with a black girl. He said I want to fuck a black girl. It was a fantasy. Now, granted, I can't be saying the same thing when it comes to black men with other women. Fair enough. But that stigma is not on men the way it is on women when it comes to having a lot of sexual partners. And at the end of the day, black men are getting married at a higher rate than black women, whether it be within the black community or or outside the black community. It's just the facts. So, yeah. But anyway, I say all that to ask the question, you know, when it comes to the divestors, do y'all really think that you're just going to waltz over to the white community? I'm talking directly to black women at this point. Do you really think that you're going to waltz over to the white community and just start snatching up white men? I mean, y'all must really be forgetting that the white man has white women to deal with too. Y'all haven't. You did not think this through? Like, there's a lot of white women. Yeah, they'll let you have a white man or two. There's a lot of them in the West. There's a lot of white people, so they'll let you have one or two, whatever. But let y'all start trying to come out in mass. Do you really think that the white women are just gonna let y'all just take all their men or a large point? No. That's not gonna happen. A lot of white women are gonna start pushing back. And they're going to start fighting for their men. I mean, push come to shove, when shit hits the fan, white women tend to stand next to their men. Even though they have a love-hate relationship, a love-super-hate relationship. When shit hits the fan, or when it's time to get shit done, White women tend to stand next to their men. Same thing with Asian women. Same thing with Latinas. For whatever reason, when it comes to black women, y'all really believe, you really, in your heart of hearts, that you don't need to stand next to your man. I don't understand that shit. I don't get it. You know, during this gender war, black men were actually willing to come to the table. I think Mamiya Obsidian said something about this before, one of his videos. You know, black men were willing to come to the table and actually negotiate, so to speak, to try to get this whole community back on track. And it's black women that tend to just not want to come to the table. You don't want to compromise for anything, for absolutely nothing. I had a woman one time that I was dating for a little bit. You know, that whole compromise word, she really had a problem with. She even went so far as to start showing me video clips of, you know, not compromising here and there. And one video clip that stands out is an Eartha Kitt video, where she's in having I don't know where the hell she was, but you know, this is a while ago. She was doing an interview, and the man said, you know, you don't think that, you know, compromising in a relationship, because the man understood and understands that when it comes to being in a relationship, there has to be some form of compromise at some point, you know, for one party. Both parties have to compromise so the situation can actually work. But Eartha Kitt, in Eartha Kitt fashion, decided to ask the question: compromise? Compromise for what? Compromise for what? Compromise for what? For what? This is a woman that, you know, had one child and was divorced, and you know, ended up dying, you know, without a husband. At least that's what I read. That woman was actually bitter. You can see it all over her face. And if you read her story, you know, I believe she got her heart broken a few times by Hollywood movie stars. I mean, what is the thing about you women, when y'all get with high status men, and then you get really surprised when those high status men exercise their options? I don't understand it. Like, these guys have worked their asses off, and now they have attention from dozens, if not hundreds, of women in their vicinity. You don't think they're going to test the waters? You don't think they're going to taste the flavors? I mean, and the reason why I say that is because men don't always get a lot of attention, especially when we don't have a lot of status or money, and people know that you got money, because you can have money, but if nobody knows it, no one's going to really pay attention to it. But let's say, you know, you have status, you got some fame, and people know you got a little bit of change. You know, you're going to get a lot of attention at that point. You're going to get more of it, especially if you didn't have it. So if you worked your way up and now you got it, why would anyone expect this man to just say, okay, I'm just going to have one? No, he's going to try it out. He's going to try out different women. It makes sense, especially if you've never had it before. It makes sense. The reason why it's frowned upon when it comes to women is because y'all have always had attention, especially if you half decent looking. You got to be a real ugly duckling for men to just say hell no. But I would say the average woman has a hell of a lot more chances and gets a lot more attention than the average man. It's just the facts. Okay? So you get all this attention, you know, you're used to it. So it's easier for women to just say, yeah, nah, I'm just going to go with this one guy because I got all this. It's cool to have the attention, but I already had it. Whereas a man never got the attention. He finally gets it. You got to give him some rope. You got to give him some rope so he can get it out of his system. Whereas a woman, it's always been there. You've always had the attention. And I don't think women always understand that. But yeah, man, you know, I just had some of these late night thoughts, man. I couldn't sleep. I'm kind of all over the place right now. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there for right now because I'm getting tired. I think I'm going to get back into bed. But I had to get this out. Anyway, until the next one, y'all be easy.